Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. I noticed over the last 3 episodes I have not yet unlocked flying for Raktika Greatwood, so that is the direction I want to go next, and here's a quest chain. Stand on ceremony. Serenia Shadowstar, the esteemed guest of whom I've heard so much. My name is Laniel, Master of Rites. It's an honor to meet you. As I understand it, you have partaken of a Kitana Revel's knowledge. Is that right? And the Emperor's wishes have at last been fulfilled. A comforting thought, for with each passing year more and more of our hunters are lost to the Eaters. We were never a particularly fecund people. Now it's now impossible to sustain our numbers. But we will not be driven from our homes, our way of living. So long as the trees of the Great Wood stand, so too shall the these. And to renew our union with the forest, we will be holding a small ceremony wherein we offer prayers to the gods. Would you honor us by serving as witness to this petition to the gods? Very good. I should mention the ceremony is not a formal affair. In fact, it can be quite lively. But for a hardened warrior such as you, it should prove no trouble at all. When you are ready, travel north to the Morning Star and speak with my student Fina. She will explain the rites. What business brings you to the Morning Stars? And you accepted. This is such an honor. Thank you for coming. Goodness, where are manners? My name is Fina. A pleasure to meet you, and this is my sister. Siuna, how do you do? Are you certain this is wise? I realize she's an ally of our people, but the ceremony is not meant for outsiders. We cannot go against Master Laniel's wishes. Besides, we may never again have such an opportunity. If you insist. Now let me tell you about this ceremony. As Master Laniel has likely already explained, we will renew our bond with the Great Wood through prayer. To ensure our prayers reach to the gods, however, we must first beseech the spirits of the forest for aid. Once summoned, we must prove ourselves worthy for combat. Only then will our prayers be delivered unto the heavens. As witness to the rite, it is up to you to do battle with the spirits. If you are still willing, of course. Wonderful. This will be a ceremony to be remembered. Shall we begin then? Close your eyes, and we will attempt to draw forth a spirit with our prayers. O God of the Great Wood, bring us of bounty and wisdom. We call to you now to renew our vow. The strength to protect these lands, to be the shield that guards against the accursed light. We seek combat with your children, the spirits of the wood, to prove to you our worth. By the gods! The spirits are of opposing forces. Fire and ice. Terrible omen. Our prayers are enough to suppress their strength, but we cannot cast them out alone. Please, you must strike them down before they wander off into the woods. Thank you for your help, but in light of what we have witnessed, I think it best we call off the ceremony for now. Spirits of opposing elements is the most dire of omen. The discord between them would prevent our prayers from reaching to the gods. And this would not happen were she not here. We may try again on the morrow, but she cannot be allowed to attend. Sister, please, she's our guest, handpicked by Master Laniel. My apologies, it seems your attendance was not meant to be. Would you go and inform Master Laniel of what happened? We must remain here and clear the altar. Back so soon? What of a ceremony? Fire and ice. Thank goodness we were not hurt. It is never too late to begin the ceremony anew, but I fear the source of our troubles has not to do with the spirits. The ritual to which you bore witness requires no less than 2 practitioners to summon the spirit of a wood. They must be of one mind and one heart. Historically, it's always been blood relatives who were chosen. If what you say is true, not 1 but 2 spirits answered their calls. It's a sign of disharmony between them. Until we discover its source, attempting the ritual again could prove disastrous. I fear the others will not be forthcoming with information where to press the subject. For our esteemed guest and ally of Ronka, on the other hand, I believe they would be willing to speak freely. Would you speak for the people of Fanow and see if they know aught of any trouble between Fina and Siona? What have you heard? Fina and Siona. In all of Fanow, I can think of no one closer. 'Tis little wonder that they're chosen to petition the spirits of a wood. In a sense, we consider all here to be family, but twins are said to have an especially powerful bond. Which is why it's been so strange to see them argue in recent days. They have not been the same since the children and Dumoran soldiers breached the border. I speak with Siona quite often, actually, about our history and duty to the late Emperor. You were once a nomadic people, or so the legends say, but Ixmaya in her boundless love sought to bless us with a home, and so she appeared before the Emperor of Ronka in a dream, and bade him allow us into his kingdom. That is how we found our home and our purpose. Siona is determined to protect both. I spoke with Fina not long ago. She heard that I was considering leaving Fanow and wished to talk. It's a decision not to be made lightly, for we may never return once we leave. But now that you and your companions are here, I feel our duty has been fulfilled. I understand the ruins must be protected from the children, but what difference does one guard make? Fina shares my feelings on the matter, has also considered leaving. There we have it. To one of them, tradition is incredibly important, the other wants to leave. I see Fina yearns to explore the outside world, and Siona would remain hidden from it. For as long as I can remember, they were inseparable. Fina's mirthfulness tempered by Siona's pragmatism. Never realized such difference in principle could divide them so. We have finished with the altar. I gather you have apprised Master Lanier of what happened? We wish to apologize for... There's no need. However, were you to petition the spirits again, I suspect they would answer as they did before. It will not happen again, I swear. Please, say you will let us try again. Yes, let us try one of our own and not this outsider. This summoning would have worked if not for her. Enough, Siona. The problem lies not with our guest, but with you and your sister. You have been fighting over the future of Fanow, is that right? Family is not meant to agree on everything, but fail to respect your differences. Before long, you will have no family at all. What would become of Fanow if the others shared in your contempt for one another? You are to prepare for another petitioning of the spirits, and I expect you to come to terms before then. If a ritual is to succeed, you must find harmony. I apologize for burdening you further, but may I ask you to accompany them? Of course. We will make this work, I promise. I will leave you to your work then. I fear you have a long day ahead of you. Serenia, once more I appoint you witness to the petition. But before there can be another ceremony, a new set of offerings must be made ready. An oblation of meats and fruits favored by the gods. Might I ask you to help with their preparations? Very good. The three of you should finish in no time at all. When you have gathered what is required, you are to report back to me at once. I will go ahead and begin searching for food. I suppose I will go hunt for meat, but it will be faster to handle this all by myself. I never realized she had grown so cold. She's always been quite prideful and committed to protecting our traditions. I understand her reservations about permitting outsiders into our woods, but to be so unwelcoming even to allies of Ronke, for whom we have waited all these years, it concerns me greatly. Meanwhile, Fina seems more than willing to be the perfect host, but now I wonder if her enthusiasm is genuine. With what you have learned from the others, perhaps now you can get through to Fina and Siona. Convince them to speak of their troubles. Siona is by far the most stubborn of the two. Reach her with your words and Fina will open up to you before long. Again, she chooses you as witness. Well, let us get this over with. We require the meat of blue stacks for the offering. 3 stacks should supply us enough, I think. If you can handle that, I will gather the rest. Well, here is your meat. Not bad. Perhaps you are worthy of the other's praise. You're not quite as fast as my bow, although after all of my training I would be surprised if you were. All the training to provide for Fanow and protect the ruins. Growing up we believed we would always be able to defend these woods on our own. But now... Never mind. Would you go and check on Fina? I will see if there is aught else worth hunting. Ah, there you are. I take it Siona's turned you away? Well, you're more than welcome here. I'm having trouble finding suitable mushrooms for the offering. If you could bring me 3, I would be forever grateful. Were you able to find anything promising? Yes, these will do nicely, thank you. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I could work alongside one from outside the Great Wood. Yet here you are. Now I cannot help but wonder. What if a future of Fanow lies beyond our borders? The captain of your crystarium is Vise, yes? Those who leave our village are never to return. She's proof they may yet go on to do great things. We could reach out to them, allow them to go freely between here and their new homes, perhaps even establish new settlements. Where these would thrive and the future of Fanow would be secure. That is how I wish to honor our duty to His Eminence, by finding our sisters who left the Great Wood. But that also means leaving behind Siona. Oh, how I wish she could understand. I think it's time I talked with her. Ah! Siona, she's in trouble. You. Of course it would be you. Another beast are gone. No matter, I will find another. Siona, no. This is all my fault. When she and her comrades first arrived in Fanow, I was elated. Everyone was. It was a chance to learn about the world beyond the Great Wood. But I never stopped to consider your feelings. What you might think if you left Fanow. I always known of your desire to see the outside world. I have only myself to blame for not voicing my concerns. Times have changed, and with your arrival, the greatest of our duties to the late Emperor has been fulfilled. The runes still require our protection, but perhaps we can find another way. One that does not require we sacrifice our freedom. It would be selfish of me to deny you your dreams for the sake of tradition. You would not be the first, nor the last to leave Fanow. No matter where you go, we will always be family. I'll see you now. She has no intention of abandoning Fanow when she leaves. What does she mean by this, sister? You're incredibly talented. You will make a fine member of a guard someday. But we are not all suited for such duty. And those that are grow fewer and fewer. We need help, sister. By these who now lead lives beyond the Great Wood. And you would find them for us? Then I would make Fanow a village that welcomes them home with open arms. It's a chance to prosper as we once did before the flood. To ensure we carry on the legacy of our forebears. We must seize it, sister. Together. I don't know what to say. A word of thanks, perhaps, to our friend here. If not for her, we would still be at odds. Why, you almost sound sincere, sister. If you're done with your jokes, we should be heading back. Laniel will be worried. Sometimes that's all that's needed. Chance to clear the air between each other. And now that you have the offering, it's time we talked. No need, Master Lanier. Fina and I are fine. Better than fine. Change has come quickly to Fanow, and we allowed it to divide us when we should have embraced it together. We have learned from our mistake and come to understand that, though we walk different paths, our goal is the same. That is all that matters in the end. Well, well. Certainly good to see you two are back to your old selves. Well, we did have a little help. It's time, Serenia. Fina and I will make ready for ritual. Meet with us at the morning stars when you are ready. Let us begin. O Spirit of the Wood, hear us. We seek to renew our vow to the gods of the Great Wood. For the strength to protect these lands, to be the shield that guards against the accursed light, we demand trial by combat to prove our worth. O Uxshal, keeper of the wind, Oxgatol, keeper of the flames, to Ixlofka, bringer of rain, to Ixampa, bringer of the harvest, we beseech you, spirits of the wood, hear our prayers and deliver them. A spirit of lightning, a spirit born of wind and rain, whose spark brings fire, and on the ashes comes a rich harvest. Our prayers will reach, sister, there can be no doubt. As witness to our petition, we task you now with slaying the spirit. Go forth and see our prayers delivered to the heavens. the spirit is slain. You did it. I confess I've had my doubts at first, but you performed your duty admirably. Would we go and relay the good news to Master Lanier? We will be along shortly. Fina, Siona, I take it you were successful this time? Yes, Master Lanier. Everything is as it should be. Though we would see the world through different eyes, it does not change how we feel about the Greatwood. In matters concerning Fanow, we are of one heart and one mind. And by the strength of your kinship, that the veil have been blessed for years to come. As you know all too well, the fulfillment of our duty as the allies of Ranka has necessitated change. And no few of our number feel uncertain of a future. But I believe we found the answer to our woes, which means that we may see Fanow thrive once more. For centuries, we have trusted none save our own, and that will prove our downfall, for none can survive in this world alone. Not even the guardians of Ixmaya. There is much to be gained from opening our doors to the outside world, and your presence in Fanow has proven that. On behalf of all the V's, you have our humblest thanks. As for you two, I expect great things of you in the future. Thank you, Master Lanier. We will not disappoint. Fina has decided to venture out into the world to find more of our fellow V's who might be willing to return home. And Siuna is pledged to protect Fanow and help make our village a place where we will feel welcome. Two paths to the same goal? Still, I will miss you dearly when you are gone. But I have yet to even decide where I will go, sister. There's still time for us to be together. Okay. Yeah, that was the questline with these two sisters, and that was also this episode. Until next time then, when I believe the other quest is here in Sliverbow. Yeah. Until next time, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.